Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Property Macha. Alright guys, so I've been in this industry for quite some time already. So there are times when my friend will come and ask me a few questions. So last week my friend asked me, he's like, "Hey Macha, what's the differences between leasehold and freehold?" Okay, first, there's one thing we need to know. We need to understand what is freehold first. So freehold is basically you own the land that the property is on. Right? Nice. So leasehold, on the other hand, is whereby you own the property, but not the land the property is on. And you can only stay there until the lease is valid. After that, of course, you can apply for extension. So now that we gotten this fact straight, let's move on to the differences. Okay, so let's talk about freehold first, right? So one of the benefits, there are a few benefits, so I'll talk about it first. The few benefits you can get from freehold. Number one is, right, the value of the house that you are staying in will not diminish. As you can see, like, the land price, right, is always going up. So the property price of the house that you are staying will always go up. So it enables you to have future, I would say, profit in the near future when you're reselling your property. And from there, it comes to our second point, in which the sale process. The after-sale process of selling this house to another individual can be done in a very fast way. You will probably see around 3 to 4 months, and after that you can change the name and everything, and your new owner can purchase your house with much ease. Alright, so the other benefit is that you own this land. It's your land, and from there you can do whatsoever renovation or modification that you want to do in your house. You want to make it a gardening house, you want to add extra gate, you want to maybe make a parking porch, totally up to you, you know. These are just the few benefits that you can get from freehold. So one of the major differences of freehold, right, is that your entry point is much more higher. Basically to say that the house's price is slightly more expensive compared to leasehold. Moreover, right, most of the freehold property that you see doesn't come alongside facilities, so you have to travel a distance to actually enjoy certain type of facilities. And because you are in charge of this land, right, so all the repair, maintenance, and basically all the fees you will have to bear. So these are the pros and cons of freehold development. Okay, enough about freehold, let's talk about leasehold. One of the benefits of buying leasehold property, right, is that the cost is very affordable. I'm from TAR College. I would say even sometimes you can consider these houses to be really cheap. And we don't say cheap in our dictionary, by the way. It's really cheap. You can see a drastic change in terms of price, up to 20%. And so for those of you guys who might have some certain budget constraint, leasehold property might just be the property for you. Another benefit you can see from purchasing properties that are in leasehold is that your entry point is very low, which promotes really good returns when you're doing a rental. Because when you purchase the house at a very low price, meaning to say your loan amount, you know, when you take 90% and 35 years, 10 years, 3% interest and stuff like that, so you just have to pay the loan at a very low price. And because as a renter, I don't really care about the fact the house is leasehold or even freehold. I just want to rent the place. So the rental price, you can see it being very similar towards units that are in freehold that are currently being rented. So you can get really good returns when you're doing rental. And one of the other last benefit, which is actually quite, I would say, strong, is that because this is a leasehold, so the developer tends to be very competitive with their packages, their incentive, and they also prefer to create, let's say, facilities like gym or playground as a mean so that you guys can come over and purchase this development. So these are just the benefits that you can get from leasehold properties. Alright, so guys, so the first cons I'm going to talk about is time limitation. So for example, when you were to purchase a property in the leasehold, right, so the lease is only valid for 30 years or maybe 60 years, can be 99 years, which is very common nowadays, or even 999 years. To the moon lah, that one. So once the lease has gone through, it's finished, sudah luput tariknya, so basically the state authority will take back the land. And that's essentially what's going to happen. But of course, you guys can apply for extension lah. No issue about that. Okay. Yet another, I would say, down point of leasehold property is the reselling process. All right. So you have to get the state's permission and consent, and then they will perform some sort of transaction and process. So this kind of process will take a long time. So there are times you can see yourself selling your leasehold property to another individual. You can take up to 1 year, and that is a really long period for any type of process, sales process, I would say. Alright guys, so I hope that this short summary of the pros and cons of freehold and leasehold development is able to actually give you a slight glimpse of just the entire property market out there, right? Okay, so if you have more questions, just feel free to just leave a comment or even DM me. I'll be more than happy to assist you guys, because again, buying a house or even a property is no simple thing, and it takes a lot of commitment, and I really want you guys to make the best possible decision out there. So remember to like, share and subscribe, and this is Property Macha signing out.